Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls. This will be the 17th episode. Don't listen to my former selves. The 17th episode of Dark Souls. I'm your host, Bill Bensolder, and we've been here before, but this time around, my buddy is here. The guy who I have been eagerly awaiting. Now, what is actually the case is that you first need to defeat the Hydra, and after that, you need to go back and come back here. Then this guy will spawn. And he is the first step towards starting the DLC. Now, he is like a normal golem, but he's a little bit more powerful, has a little bit more health. But in general, still not too hard to defeat. And he carried around with him, in his big crystal, a very special person.
So, 'tis thou who rescueth me. Most gracious, I am deeply obliged. I am Dusk of Ulasil. I cometh from an age long before thine. I cannot stay here for long. So, before I disappear, allow me to ask one thing. My home, Ulasil, is the home of ancient sorceries. My hope is to pass this profound knowledge to thee, with thine approval. Would this be of assistance to thee?
Sure.
My heartfelt thanks. Then I shout, engrave my signature. If thou art in need, pray summon me from my signature. It seems that my time is done. May the great flames guide thee.
Now obviously she is talking about a summon sign, and that summon sign will appear at the edge of the Darkroot basin, the edge of the water pool where we fought the Great Hydra. Now by summoning her, she will not be summoned as a normal NPC that will help you out with boss fights and such, but rather she will be summoned as a merchant, and you can buy certain things from her. Personally, I am quite confident that she didn't have much of interest really. I've done this DLC multiple times without ever summoning her, so... But now, this allows us to do what I in the first place wanted to do. And for that, we need to go back to the last bonfire first. Alright. And then we need to warp over to the Duke's Archives. No, I think I'll prefer an Orlando for this. To approach from that side. Because surely you can remember my last remark of the last episode where I said that it was strange that that particular golem did not drop anything. Well, I believe that he now should. Alright buddy, smash your shield down. There we go. And I've taken the liberty of using another 10 humanity. So we don't have to worry about everything we lost. The souls that we actually lost last episode again are at this point quite trivial really. So no need to worry about that. The boars don't respawn. Or at least this one doesn't. I'm not sure if the other one does neither. I don't think so, but yeah. Here we are, back at the Duke's Archives. And who will use the lever to call it down. rest here for a moment. Elevator arrives. And go up. Double check for a moment. Yes, I have enough twinkling titanite to upgrade one of our armors again. Alright. Actually, might have simply omitted to do that last time. Alright. Those taken out. Low on stamina. There we go. Now we take out this golem. Oh dear! You darn! Ah! But he did drop what he should have, which is the broken pendant. I'll just shamefully go back and collect my bloodstain now. And that was silly. I did not see him coming until it was too late. Must admit it was a bit more of a struggle than I like, but then again with these guys that is actually not that much of a surprise. It is very easy to get screwed over by them. Because they are so very numerous. Dang it! Stop doing that. No. They have such quick strikes sometimes. It's so frustrating. Ugh. Oh well. Snap, snap, roll away. Alright, and one last hit for you. Grab the bloodstain and we can get out of here. Now this pendant really doesn't do anything, but without it nothing will happen when we approach the same area. Half of a broken stone pendant. The vine appears to be originating from Ulusil. Remember, the girl that we saved also came from there. A powerful magic can be sensed from this ancient stone, yet men of this time can neither manipulate nor sense its powers, which has a distinct air of both, consisting of both reverence and nostalgia. Sorry! Bloody dyslexia! But yeah, reverence and nostalgia. That is indeed very much applicable. Now the curious thing about Dark Souls and its story told at the beginning, the acts that will follow because of it, is that all the great owners of the flame, so to speak, the ones that own the souls of lords, as the intro describes, we defeat them all. All but one. And that one is often said to be the great boss of the DLC. Now, just think back for a moment. Who were the ones that adopted or received the souls of lords? We have Nito. We have the Witch of Izalith. Who, by the way, is transformed into the Bed of Chaos now. We have that Seath the Scaleless was instrumental in overtaking the claim on the world, so to speak, for the ones that were born in fire. We have Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight. We also have the four kings who inherited parts of Gwyn's soul. And who else was there? Four kings. I believe that's all of them, right? Right? But there was one more that was mentioned. And just as the intro says, so easily forgotten. The furtive pygmy. And he is quite a peculiar case. Because he will not be recognizable as such. But there is some significant, something quite significant to be said about him and his soul. I wish I could tell you more, but to properly explain it, I will first have to show you his soul. And to do that, I will first need to kill him. But just from a logical standpoint, we have great lords, we have the undead, we have the demons, all beings that were born from the fire. Now the furtive pygmy in the intro screen, in the intro cinematic, it very much depicts him as being a sort of human-like figure. And that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, we have the great lords, we have the demons, we have Seath, but nowhere is mentioned that humanity is created, that mankind is born. So it is rather easy to accept that the furtive pygmy was the first of humankind in the world of Dark Souls. Here you can see it, this strange thing that it is. Sort of abyss-like. There you go. And we are dropped off in Sanctuary Garden. Now, I forgot about something quite specifically. Something that I am not glad that I forgot. But all the more power to you guys for that, obviously. That's the fact that we start off with the boss fight. And he is lightning resistant. Should be mentioned. Sanctuary Garden. Quite a beauty, isn't he? Dodge rolling is very much recommended if you, in most cases. He is quite quick. But with a bit of a decent shield, it isn't too hard to block his attacks. And And I suppose that I can also say he has no follow-up moments, so he does not change as the battle progresses. He stays just the same the way he is. Oh dear. Throughout the entire boss battle. Oh dear! Oh dear, that was silly of me. That's what I forgot, that tail swipe strike. Now he is quite powerful, it should be mentioned. He is very, very aggressive and has lightning attacks and... Oh. But he also has some very nice openings and isn't the most sturdy of bosses. So what you generally want... Oh! So you've got to be careful, but also be sure to exploit his openings properly. Oh, that was lucky. Now give me a breather. Just give me a moment where I can use my Estus flask, mate. That'll have to do. Oh! Ouch! Well, we are already poisoned, so that doesn't matter too much. Oh dear! Rolling out of the way for those attacks is probably the thing you want to do most of all. Be careful with those lightning strikes, they have a small AoE effect because we're in water. Alright, go, 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 run, 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 and strike! Ah, dang you! Couldn't you just sit there for just a moment longer? Ah, there we go. Sanctuary Guardian defeated. Get the Guardian Soul, and you probably wanted to cut off his tail, and I have tried that many times over. There's a specific moment when you can cut off his tail, as you might have spotted. But regardless of that, it is not easy to cut his tail off, so generally I don't bother. But you get a whip from it, and that whip delivers poison damage, so you can poison people with it. It's quite nice, but it's still just a whip. Get a nice amount of souls for it. So, no, we need to use a soul to get 2 levels. I wonder if this will be enough. Yep, that's enough. Dexterity again improves our damage significantly with almost 5 points per upgrade. I'll do 1 in endurance and 1 in dexterity. There we go. And then we'll talk to the big mushroom girl.
Well, look at this one. From what faraway age hast thou come? Thy scent is very human indeed, but not intolerable. Ah, Princess Dusk's savior. Thine aura is precisely as she described. I thank thee deeply for rescuing Her Highness. But Princess Dusk is here no longer, snatched away by that horrifying primeval human. And so I must ask, couldst thou once more play the savior? Thank you. I am Elizabeth, guardian of this sanctuary. Something of a godmother to Princess Dusk. I shall assist thee to my utmost, for I am one with the sorceries of Urasil.
Now, she sells quite a couple of nice sorceries. She sells sorceries that are actually somewhat unique to the DLC. You can see how most sorceries would be offensive, and yet the Urasil magic is mostly defensive or utility based. So these are very, very fun to use in PvP combat, using a hidden weapon to not show what kind of weapon you wield. Obviously it can still be shown by the stance that your character uses, but even so, it can help you definitely in appearing a lot different, being more of an enigma during the battle. A hidden body speaks for itself. It basically makes your body invisible. Cast light, repair, as I mentioned before, and chameleon. Chameleon being very much a favorite amongst many, as it transforms your entire body into an object basically. And the Oodleseal Ivory Catalyst. Quite a good catalyst, I believe it was. Though it does require you to upgrade it still, I believe. Either way, Chameleon, if you like PvP, Chameleon is one you should definitely get because it can help you get sneak attacks a lot easier and in general troll a bit around with the enemy. Gold pine resin is also quite useful and some repair powder. Other than that, she isn't all that useful at this point.
Thou shalt see further on. An abyss was begat of the ancient beast, and threatens to swallow the whole of Oolacile. Knight Artorias came to stop this, but such a hero has nary a murmur of dark. Without doubt he will be swallowed by the abyss, overcome by its utter blackness. Indeed, the abyss may be unstoppable. Still, I have faith that Princess Dusk may be rescued yet. May the flames guide thee.
Now that is quite interesting, isn't it? Knight Artorias actually came to this place and is currently trying to combat the abyss. That is very much a curious thing indeed. So we might yet get to see him. And here we have some other old friends. This area does look a bit familiar, doesn't it? Looks a bit reminiscent of the Darkroot Gardens. As do these guys, only in the Darkroot Gardens they were overgrown. So what we can pretty much assume when we are here is that this is not so much a different place as much as it is only a different time. Knight Artorias is still here. And there we have the Stone Knights that were also present in the Darkwood Garden. Oh dear! But be very... I don't know how I evaded that one. Very careful! Be very careful. These guys are significantly more powerful than the normal counterparts. Oh dear. You will probably want to learn how to properly dodge them before you truly engage in a fight with them. And oftentimes the best way to learn how to dodge them is to actually just fight them without trying to hit them yourself yet. It will give you the best feel, the quickest way for when there is an opening in their attacks. They do drop Twinkling Titanite. Now this area is quite treacherous. There are a couple of those gardeners, I suppose you should call them. And despite themselves being quite easy to defeat, being quite weak, their attacks can be quite devastating, and I believe that some of them also inflict bleeding damage. So be warned. I wonder if a lightning spear works properly against you. No, it does not. Using a shield against them can be useful, but as you can see it drains a significant amount of dexterity. So generally you don't want to. And when he strikes the ground like that, don't stay near his axe. He will do an upward smash if you do stay close by. So don't presume to be able to attack him from the front. In general, you want to always stay at his behind. As long as you can manage to do that properly, there should be enough space for you. I don't recall ever having gotten this fork, really. This plow. Huh. It's quite nice, though. What you can also get here is a different kind of Titanite slab. But it requires you to do quite a bit of fighting with these guys. I will try to do it to show you guys. Though the Titanite slab itself, I am not interested in because it is not, because I believe it was a blue Titanite slab, which is perfect for, oh dear, magic weapons. There you go, the upward smash, probably even more devastating than an initial downward smash. Ouch. There we go. Right. So over here it was, yes. Be very careful if you are in this garden for the first time. Because you are prone to getting ambushed as well. There are some places where they will try to ambush you. Obviously that isn't a pleasant thought. Now another thing obviously to keep in mind is that these guys will come at you at the same time. So you will have a big, slow enemy. And a couple of faster enemies. Now in general, rule of... Oh dear! Rule of thumb can be that you take out the faster ones first. Especially since these gardeners can be killed with one hit in this case. There's a tree nearby, I do not like that tree. See? Now if he had a crushing weapon, more strength based, I can almost assuredly say that it would do more damage. Don't worry though, because you only have to fight these guys once. And that is not to say that they will not respawn. They will respawn, but you can, at least the vast majority of them you can avoid. So after you've looted the things they guard, there is no reason to go back and fight them. Now, I'm a bit disoriented, as I often get when dancing around my enemies like that. Where was that water pool? Was it over there? Alright. Sheesh. Oh wait, over here, over here. Right. So we have a chest in the water, open it, and we get a blue Titanite slab. If you are a magic user, you will want that one. Now I believe, I am almost certain in fact, that the elevator here does not work yet. Nope, it does not. At the bottom of the pit it lies. There might actually be a way that you can fall down and simply survive that. But I am not willing to try it out. Instead I will show you the normal way. And that takes a bit more time. Though I will admit, this area can be quite disorienting and I am prone to getting lost in it. Alright. This is new. New is good. So... Oh, right. I remember. You can approach this area from this side, but that does give a risk that you will get attacked from multiple sides. Oh dear. There. Always keep your ears open. They make quite distinct sound. So if you can hear them, you can already kind of protect yourself with a little help from lock-on maybe. Here we go. Now what I personally like to do is to approach from this side. And you can see him running away from you. Now, enemies running away from you in Dark Souls is never a good sign. And you can already see over there why. There you go. They are triggered now. They will come and attack you. And they come in blocks. So be careful. Because en masse they can be quite threatening. But the reason I'm doing this from this side, not so much because I'm too worried about fighting them at once right now. Mostly you can just kite them, quite alright, no problem. But that big guy over there, you do not want to trigger him during your fight with the smaller guys. You want to avoid him until then. There we go. And now you again can simply 1v1 him in an honest, fair duel. Oh dear. I don't think this will work out for me. Well, it still sort of did. Gave me a bit more health. Oh dear. Now remember that I mentioned that elevator, and be sure to remember it. Be sure to remember that elevator, because we will activate it soon. And that will actually allow you to completely circumvent these guys for any future occasions. You might regardlessly want to visit this place again and fight them to find all the remaining loot, but you won't have to, and that alone is quite pleasant. Hello. That is quite a beauty, isn't she? She's called Calamite. Obviously derivative from calamity. Oh, no, don't run off, don't run off, don't run off! Don't. Oh, dang it. There we go. God. Okay, this is not a situation I was prepared for. This is not a situation I will engage in. No thanks. Mind if I just run away from you? Oh. There you go, a guy with scissors. I will, I do not like this situation. But maybe I can work my way back up to that ledge. I don't know if this is the ledge. Yes, it is. Okay. Alright, take two. Not sure if he will chase me still. You can see the blackness of the abyss already forming and seeping out of the ground here. There's quite a few nice loot items up ahead that you might want to take and go find. But for now, I mostly wish to just get the shortcut opened up and meet one of our friendly traders in this area. Be always aware of your rear whenever you avoid an enemy rather than defeat it though. Because often enemies in Dark Souls will come and hunt you regardless. They're quite peaceful like this. But enemies nonetheless. And with those scissors, especially unpleasant. Alright. Gold coin. This looks a bit reminiscent of the Undead Bird, but much smaller and less developed. We have a few more giants over there. What will I do in their regard? Okay, so they all trigger at the same time. That is that is pleasant. Not. All right. Well, let's see if I can manage two of you at the same time then, eh? I can't approach him with those overhead gosh darn overhead swings. Be aware of your area. There are a few pitfalls in this area. Oh dear. Dang it. No, I think I'll just run. If you don't mind, guys. Oh dear. That scared the crap out of me. Alright, over here. Simply stand on this pad and you will go down. Phew. And this area is luckily for the most part safe. And here we have access to our first boss fight. And considering the time, I think we can engage in it, but I first want to find the most marvelous NPC in the game.
Let me guess. Snatched by a shadowy limb and dragged off to the past? Yes, of course. Exactly what happened to me. We are both strangers in this strange land. But at least now there are two of us.
You know, I never thought about it. And I don't know if anyone else actually has, but I can't help but feel the need to mention it. This guy looks like someone you would find in Bloodborne. That is... I've got to say, that is somewhat peculiar.
Did you happen across Knight Artorias? The legendary abyss walker from the old tales? Well, if you haven't, it's just as well. He's a colorless sort, if you ask me. So, what did that giant mushroom make you do? Not that I care. It's none of my business. I've little to talk about, really. Oh, you know me. What do I know? So long.
He is a bit of an odd fellow. And in fact, later on in the game, he will invade your world if you are human. So he's not all that kind. Now keep in mind, we still haven't found a different bonfire yet. So you are forced to run back to Elizabeth. What's wrong with you, buddy? He clipped through a tree. Okay. Funny. There we go. There you go. Those corpses in Dark Souls are a bit funny in that regard. Very ragdoll. Alright. But now before we enter the boss fight, I will go back to the bonfire rest. Oh, and upgrade our armor. I keep forgetting to upgrade my armor, so let's do that. Let's upgrade my armor. Aha. Still believe. Yes. Oh, we actually have quite a few. There we go. There's one. That's two. And diamond helmet as well? No, not the helmet. Alright. I think it's quite nice. Repair our equipment. Our gloves and legs were repaired in the upgrading. So now we have almost got a full +5 set, giving us quite significant defenses. And I don't think those are all that necessary for the next boss fight. Oh boy. This is one of my favorite boss fights in the game. Oh boy. He is such a trickster. Dang you guys! Don't do this to me. Don't be a douche like that. It's alright. Considering what kind of boss it is, we probably can't use our heal spell anyway. Or any miracles for that matter. So instead, let's just use it up. Now just stick through to the cliffside here. Just follow this path to these little ruins. And without any further problems, you should be able to take the elevator back down, which will lead you back to the boss fight. Now if you've been keen on the things I've been saying, you can probably already guess what boss fight this will be. And I believe I have actually never beaten it with any help from anyone else. So here we go. Through the fog. Hello, Artorias. And he's been killing monsters in Ulusil, which you would actually not expect from someone who would be your enemy. But this is the precise moment when his soul gives way. Oh dear! I'm not sure if we took full damage from that. If we did, that did significantly less damage than I expected it would. Oh dear. Be sure to have a proper shield and be quick on your feet. He does a lot less damage than I expected he would. Alright, you can use your special, buddy? No, not yet? Okay. We only have 5 Estus. I should have probably kindled the bonfire. Ah, dang it, not that thingy. So annoying whenever he does that. It doesn't matter too much from which side you attack him. But he is quick. He is very, very quick. Okay, oh dear. And here you can either do one of two things. Oh dear. Let's either try to break his channeling or stay away and wait for him to finish. Oh dear. And now is when you truly have to show your skills. Because he is buffed now and he will do significantly more damage. So if you can, try and avoid using your shield. But don't be shy to attack him when you know he's vulnerable. Every opportunity that you can take, oh dear, is worth it. Now he hadn't even finished his first buff and he already activates a second. Now that doesn't mean that he will get double buffed, basically. It's not like that. This isn't League of Legends. Dang it. But it does mean that the timer for his buff is reset, obviously. Oh dear. No, please don't, Artorias, don't. I hope to defeat you the first time. It's going so well so far. Okay. Nice. Dang, why do you keep doing that? I'll just throw lightning spears at you. Alright. Oh, dang. I don't know if I was too late or too early with that one, but that's a shame. He got me. Now he is very, very quick, and his attacks when buffed are devastating. I mean, not just a little bit, I mean truly, truly devastating. So, since the nature of this boss fight, I will do something that I haven't done for any other boss fight yet, and that is kindle my bonfire. So we first need to go human, which puts us at risk for getting invaded, and kindle the flame. There we go. Alright, so let's go back and try again. Not only that, but we can actually summon in additional help if we wish now. Because that is the benefit of being human. I'm not sure if we will actually get offered any help. The help you can get and invasions that you can get changes depending on your level. So we might be under or over leveled. Now I expect us much sooner to be over leveled than under leveled. Simply because well, we're currently not doing a high skill playthrough, so to speak. We're just mostly just playing Dark Souls for the sake of playing Dark Souls, and not so much for the sake of showing off like, ooh, we can just go level 1 and kill all the bosses. I believe there are actually people that have been able to do that, in fact. Which I can scarcely comprehend, but yeah, I mean, if you can avoid all the attacks, I suppose there's a way. Alright.
Oh, think of anything that you might need.
Not sure if he has anything new to say now we've been killed by him once. No.
So long.
I do know Elizabeth has. She mentions that we might be having trouble the moment you die a few times in a row. Or the moment you die in general. Now, we indeed get no summon signs in the area. So that suggests that we will have to do this one yet again on our own. Here we are again. Now I first want to just stroll over calmly to my bloodstain. It generally does allow you to do that. I mean, usually if you play defensively, he can be quite forgiving. But if you actually want to try and start hurting him, you need to start and understand his movements. Oh dear! Dang it. That's quite a cheeky strike he did there. As is that thingy, though it does little damage, luckily. Dang it, I wanted to dodge roll out of there, but I didn't manage to do it in time. Ever had one of those moments when you press the button and you feel like you're pressing the button, but you actually aren't pushing it all the way down? It's kind of what happened back there. Alright. Come on, buddy. Oh dear! Haha! Again? Yep, again. Generally, if you do not want to attempt breaking his channeling, it is often a good time to heal. I believe I've actually tried it with using the heal miracle as well, and if you time it properly, you can do a heal spell, a heal miracle, whilst he is doing his buff channeling. So that can significantly improve your odds at victory. Oh. And that one he does a maximum of 3 times in a row. A minimum of 1 and a maximum of 3. And you want to roll to the side, not to the back, as I did there. Now, if you've been paying attention to my stamina meter, oh boy, you can actually see that we only have rare moments when we are at full stamina, being so very quick and eager to kill us. Alright, there we go. But you can perhaps see now why this is both one of the hardest, well, not one of the hardest, but one of the harder boss fights in Dark Souls. And yet, by far my favorite. No! Gosh! Damn it, Artorias! You're gonna heal? Okay, then I'm gonna heal as well. Just to show off. There we go. Use a heal miracle in the middle of the boss fight. Huh? And don't you try using strong attacks, because strong attacks only very rarely yield you much positive results. Dang it! I wanna... No! To the side, gosh darn it. Oh. No, dang it, I pressed the button. Oh, that's lucky. Sometimes you also press a button when you want to just not hit it. And that's a twin strike, that's so annoying. Yes, thank you. That was actually what I was hoping you would do. Synchronized finishing. I've got to... Oh, dang it. Oh, dang it. No, I wanted to roll to the side. I've got to say though, he does a lot more buffs than I'm used of expecting from him. Usually he does, from what I experienced at least, at most 2 times that he buffs himself. And usually around the 33% damage marker and the 66% damage marker. So a third and 2/3 of his health. But now he already did 3 times that he renewed his buff without ever having it wear off. And that's I don't see that often. At least I recall him clearly having moments when I would be able to strike again a lot more carelessly against him once his buff would wear off. But that opportunity has not yet arisen for us. So we'll try him one more time. And hopefully we'll get him. But I really love Artorias. Artorias is a very challenging boss, but also a very fair boss. Almost all his moves can be predicted, can be foreseen, and can be avoided. Um, and yet he maintains a very, very high pace. A pace you can keep up with. So that does give me a sense of power, you know, to be able to combat such a fast and devastating enemy. Because if you're in Dark Souls, there gotta be two things you got to like, and that's feeling like a badass and feeling like a sense that you can still improve. Alright. Dang it. Okay, come on. Come on, buddy. Alright, his buff. Yes, use a heal miracle. Even that tiny bit of health that it heals, since we get the opening to use a heal miracle, rather than having to rely on our Estes, it can be worth it to just heal, even if, dang it, just for that tiny bit. Heal up. Now something also that you will have to know, which this was a perfect example of, is if you are low on health and you need to heal, you need to sacrifice an opportunity to strike him to actually heal yourself up. So instead of attacking, you choose then to heal yourself. We can do 2 maybe? Yep, we can do 2. It's not that much of a bonus. Oh dear, that's a very close close range that he does that attack. Usually he does only that attack when at longer or mid ranges. Dang it! All right. No, it is a third strike. I forgot. Now we use both our heal and our Estus to make sure that we can heal all the way back up. And you can see now basically what this battle basically is. It is much a battle of endurance. If you know properly how to fight him, then at some point you will start to be able to make use of his openings and the times when he would channel his buff to recover and basically start a battle all over again, but with him at lower health. Alright, come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Give me an opening I can abuse. That is fair enough. That's also an opening I can abuse, albeit in lesser degrees. When he buffs himself, it should be noted obviously that he takes less damage than usual. So yes, he leaves himself open at that moment. But he is also... you also do a lot less damage against him. Oh boy. It's becoming hard to talk. Dang it, I couldn't lock on to him. Okay. The lock on distance got. Dang! Oh shite! Can he be double buffed? Okay then. That seems to be a lot more damage than he should be able to, but okay. Well, that's been an hour, so regrettably it will be the next episode when we beat him. Oh well, that's alright. I love to spar with him. Anyway, that has been the 16th? 17th? 17th! Yeah, 17th episode of Dark Souls. I've been your host, Spirit Bounceholder. And next episode we will definitely beat Artorias into the ground. Have a nice day, y'all.